Thank you to our Conversation Liquidity patron, Cattown. Cattown is a cozy life sim game built on Base with an on-chain economy flowing through it. Players take on the persona of a feline villager in Cattown and can take part in fishing competitions, collect rare treasures and items, and in the future embark on adventures, voyages, and travel with quests that will take players around the world of Cattown, solving problems for villagers. Check out the Cattown channel on Warpcast for more info. GM Farcaster. It is Thursday. I'm all thrown off. September 19th, and you are here with Downish Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes-ish of Farcaster news to start your day. I'm adding in the ish now. I think I'm just going to add it to our formal opening. Ish makes me feel better.
Yeah, ish.
Yeah. Ish. 29 minutes-ish. GM-ish. GM, everybody, and we're going to jump in. I have so much FOMO that I am regretting not going to Austin to hang with Yes
I'm
to
regretting
Crypto.
not living where I don't live.
Yes. Yes. That's exactly it right now. Because I am all of the premieres. Oh my God. So much FOMO over the premieres. I'm really sad that I didn't get a chance to go to one in person. By the way, did you see that? Yes to Crypto was thrown off because you're on the wrong side.
We got to keep you guys on your toes.
That's because she was in here first. It gives whoever's in here first that position.
Some people, yeah, some people only listen to us and they've never seen our faces or our backgrounds, and they just know our voices.
Wild. That's wild to me. So they don't get to see the beautiful backgrounds, which is crazy. They really need to. Anyway, this from Linda. Congratulations, Linda, by the way. She's been working so hard with the Ethereum film team, and just amazing job. This rollout has been incredible. Some of the Ethereum film documentary team in NY excited for the premiere tonight after 3 years in the works. So this was at the New York premiere, and there were so many pictures going around. This is what I mean by the FOMO. Oh my God, there was so much FOMO. This is from Oxbid. We had an amazing and cozy base community event in London to celebrate the worldwide premiere of the Vitalik movie Ethereum film. Thank you, everyone, for coming. More photos and videos tomorrow. So that was London. This was LA. Oh, no, this is funny. Never mind. This is horse facts. The Vitalik movie ran a little long, but I didn't mind at all. I was captivated the whole time. For those who are unfamiliar, there is a video of Vitalik clapping, and somebody took that and repeated it and looped it for a 10-hour thing. So should you want to just watch that, you can. I forgot I put that in here.
Thank you, horse facts.
Thank you,
Who does not live in LA, and yet you.
Yeah, so funny.
Somehow trick us.
Just watched the premiere in Rome. Thanks to Limon Dottie for the invite. The documentary did a great job humanizing and contextualizing the movement and showing how special Vitalik is. But we knew that already. Great work to Linda and the team. Onward. And this was, in regards to this. This was a recast of Pretty Wild, that our Ethereum film, Vitalik and Ethereum Story documentary, is premiering next week after 3 years in the making. So that was amazing. And then this was from Poe, who was in Vegas, PAX screening in Vegas. So great to meet new friends. Whole bunch of folks hanging out there in Vegas. And I grabbed this one to show off the mushy cam frame as well. So if you did pictures at any of these premieres, make sure you post them with the frame, the border. Sorry, border. I meant border. Sorry, Robin. And this from Linda. Now that the Ethereum documentary premiered tonight, sharing some thoughts. It was an enormous team effort over 3 years, worked on by 100 plus people to bring a high production film about crypto to life. We couldn't have done it without all of the Mirror Crowdfund supporters. And it goes on. Why do you do this to me, Linda? You put it over in X, and now I have to go over here.
Oh, what did you just say?
That was the first time I've ever called it that. Ooh, that was I'm off my game today. Twitter.
Elon's winning.
Anyway, crowdfund supporters that helped us retain control over producing the film to tell the story and not needing to sensationalize it. While I didn't personally join crypto for any one person, there are countless members of the Ethereum community that are what make it special. I've repeatedly heard tonight and in audience testing from non-crypto people that seeing Vitalik was inspiring and helped them understand and navigate the crypto space further. Seeing a mission-driven person who cares about what this technology can do for society makes the space much more accessible to newcomers. This is something that I've learned about storytelling over the years as someone who was brand new to filmmaking, learning from my teammates. We're also lucky to have someone like Vitalik in the space. We hope this is a good counterpoint for all the bad actor headlines in the media. And I think that last point is super important, because that's what makes this such a big deal, is that for every one, positive film or piece of media, there's like hundreds about the scammers and, how much content was produced about SBF and, all of that. So yeah, it's good to see a
And
counterpoint.
it's not because there's 100 scammers to every one good actor. It's
No,
because the stories
that's what
are
sells.
what people want, like, give
Yeah.
their eyeballs to.
Yeah. That's what sells, right? That's what sells ads. That's what sells in terms of media and attention. So it's good to have the good stuff actually getting some attention. And this was from arob.base.eth. This is the shirt he was wearing to the SFT at the SF premiere. And it was the on-chain summer shirt of Cat Town. So I just thought that was really cute. And I saw this post and I thought maybe Alina was going to a premiere because she said, "This is how I dress." And then I realized,
Wait,
no,
can
no,
we just talk
no,
about how,
no.
like, hot Alina is? Or should we not? I love these.
She
You have I want
was
pictures like that of
quote-casting
me.
you and quote-casted this. Yeah. "This is how I dress," model Dwoofy in the crop top. And that was a quote cast of Steve. "This is how I dress." And this can go on and on and on. So I won't continue. But it goes on and on and on. But it was pretty funny because I really, when I first saw Alina's, I was like, "Oh, did she go to the premiere tonight or something?" And then I realized what was happening. And yours was really, really funny. There you are, model to Woofy. So funny.
Can I give Dwoofy a shout out?
Of course you can. Give
Okay,
Woofy a shout
so
out.
let's give Dwoofy a shout out. That was from the ETH Denver party. That was from the ETH Denver Purple
It was.
meetup, small little, cozy meetup of 400 of our best friends.
Yeah, don't think about that.
And we were
Like,
handing out women's crop tops, and he took one. Did we run out of the other unisex ones? I don't remember.
no, here's what happened. We did the
Oh, was it a
bet.
bounty?
First, we did the bounty but it was for MetaMonk. And then Dwoofy was like, "Hey, wait, I might want to do this too." So we're like, "Here you go."
I'll do it for free.
We didn't think they were actually going to show up in them.
Yes. And he rocked it and looked so good and made my night. But I have to okay, we are allowed to give shout outs. I'm no longer asking
No,
permission,
I'm joking.
actually.
I don't know why she asked me permission.
Oh no, I'm gonna get canceled
All
for calling a
shirts are
crop
unisex.
top a woman shirt.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
all
this
shirts are
particular
unisex.
one was designed for women. Yes, in particular. So,
I'm
but you
well,
are correct. Yes, it could have been a
okay.
unisex crop top, but this one was
Whatever.
fun.
That's not the point. The point is I posted this picture yesterday and it was like my best performing cast of the whole week. So when I get my sweet 5 USDC from Merkel in a few days, I'm going to give it to Dwoofy. That's
And there you go.
what I wanted to
So
say.
funny. That's really funny. So that sweet reward may just come, and Dwoofy, I don't know if you heard that, but hopefully you're listening. You'll probably be listening on the replay. And yeah, there you go. $5 coming your way. Hilarious. Moving on. So actually, if you do want to come to, there are meetups happening. So hold on. I mean, if you do want to rock the GM Farcaster crop top, you can do that in San Diego tonight. San Diego, what are your plans tomorrow night, which is tonight? Join Tabletop and an awesome group of folks for game night. Thanks, I Speak Nerd, for all the effort you put into making IRL magic happen. So show up, meet San Diegan casters, play games. Hope you can make it. And you shout out a couple of people, and then shout out to our sponsor, Help Make Happen, Share to Earn by Snickerdoodle. So go check that out. If you're in San Diego, go meet up with some cool, fun people and play some board games. Oh my God. You wore it to the oh, that's awesome. He wore it to the Vitalik premiere. Links. I love that. More FOMO. The matcha Plinko board thing at Singapore. Like, I so want to see that in person. It's killing me. But I love this. So Matcha and Nouns Esports Noggles are here in Singapore. Come and get them. I love this. That's amazing. So I do have a pair of those, by the way. Of course I do. Of course I do.
You have a pair of noggles in every color?
In every color? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I grabbed those from Sasquatch when I saw them. And
just so you know, we couldn't see them because they are green and you have a green screen. And therefore,
oh my God, that's funny.
They do not look green.
They do not look green. Oh, that's really weird. That is funky as anything. Okay, well, they do look like, there's no way for me to do that.
Well, use your imagination.
That's so funny.
They
look like those in the picture.
Yeah.
They look like those in the picture. That's so funny. I had myself covered because I was looking at the post. That's so funny. And then Ted, this is so funny for Ted. Historic moment, canon event. I'm waiting in line for the women's bathroom at a crypto conference. That has literally never happened to me. I don't care how big the conference is. I've never had to wait in line. That's hilarious. So that's amazing. By the way, if you're not following Ted, are you on this platform? First of all, but second of all,
literally, there's only 4 people who aren't. I think
like half of you. They're not literally half of you. Half of everybody who's on Warpcast is following her. So, but she's been doing a great job, like bringing all the FOMO to our timeline from Singapore. She's been doing multiple videos, tours, showing us everything that's happening. So go check it out. She's been doing amazing. So shout out to Ted. But it came at a price. It came at a price.
Oh,
came at a price. She is off the list. She lost her streak, and Keckers is in shock. How did I beat Ted? Recount the final 4.
Keckers is calling for a recount. Keckers, that's not how recounts work. You only call for a recount when you lose. Winners don't ever call for recounts.
But there, this is not zero sum. She wants everybody to win. But by the way, my Keckers bet, my fake doesn't exist. But if there was a bracket, Keckers bet would be killing it right now. I nailed it. I knew it. So we got the Curious Hermit, Trisel, 6, and Keckers still hanging in there. And 24 days. It's pretty cool. But so Ted dropped off the list. Very, very disappointing. But not surprising. I mean, it's hard to do this when you are at a conference, I have to say. Really hard. So I've been impressed at how much she's been casting, because
I think she's getting better rewards than 5 USDC.
You think?
So
I would
who's
hope
really
so.
winning here?
I would hope
Ted.
So.
Ted is the ultimate winner in life.
Ted's doing just fine. But I know how competitive she is, however. So yes, all of that, this is not about the money. This woman is competitive. So I'm going to tell you right now, she is not happy. She's a little upset.
Many such cases of you competitive weirdos, myself excluded.
Oh, sure. Yeah, not you. Anyways. Moving on, we're going to switch over to talk about channels. This is from Meritus. I got a sneak peek at the upcoming changes to channels this morning, and I want to share a few key points. The narrowcast model discussed on the developer call is on hold. During internal tests, it severely reduced the amount of content on home feeds. Channels will only have one feed with all casts for members. The feed will be reverse chronological, meaning new casts show up at the top. Wow. Channels will be able to add up to 10 moderators. Moderators can invite members and hide slop content. Anyone can read channel content, but only members can create casts or leave comments. Automod will still work. So it feels like a little bit, and this was from a Notion doc that was shared there's a couple, there's a group cast for sort of the power early channel hosts. And this was one of the things that was shared, and pretty interesting to see what the plan is. So some of it feels like a step back to what we had before in a good way, like having additional mods built in. There was the experiment with the token gating, the warp gating, I should call it. And that's what this sort of feels like it's playing off of, is that you could set a channel where you had to like buy with warps the access. I don't know if you remember that
Oh,
from a while
yes.
back. Okay. Yes, you do remember this because you had one of
Mhm.
those channels. So I think this is taking a little from that and then building on top of it. It feels like. Is that what your take is, or what am I missing?
Yeah, it's like a gated community
Right.
with glass walls.
Ooh, that's a good way to put it. That's a
That
really good
is
way to put it. Like you can see in, but it's read. But if you want to write, you need to own.
you
Ooh,
oh,
that was good.
read, write to own something. And there's CCTV a la real world style happening in the channel because it's being broadcast as well to feeds because apparently there's not enough content otherwise.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine as long as we also get tools to mute, hide,
Right.
kind of tailor your home feed because
Right.
maybe I do want to see, 99% of like
Yeah.
it helps for discovery too. I actually want to see what other channels people are posting in, but maybe there's one channel that I'd like, maybe you can somehow mute a channel or something, figure out
Yeah.
what that looks like. But
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense. And right now there's some channels that kind of act in that manner because of the auto mod token gating and things like that. So I think that's going to be really helpful. I think it'll be a good approach. And when I think about like Nouns was working on that for a little bit, where when there was a few of our mods, we could manage it a little better, but where you'd have like a token, you'd have it set so that Automod would automatically like the DAO members posts so they could be posted and then filter out the spam. It works pretty well, but it needed improvement. And I feel like this is going in the right direction. So we shall see. People with rugs should not throw a glass. Okay. And so I'm interested to see like what comes next with this and more to come. The one question I did ask Dan somewhere, I don't remember where, was when? Just when is this going live? And I don't have that answer yet. So but
you know who
Friday's
also doesn't
Friday's looming, so we'll see.
do you know who also doesn't have that answer?
Dan?
Dan.
And that may be the case. That very well may be the case. This from Varun. Varun had, let's see what, I want to see what this is. My initial reaction is that I'm afraid we will miss out on people who could contribute to the channel greatly, but they weren't invited. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, I've had that thought as well, that we might scoop too many people in there. And I think that's just going to we're going to have to find a way to work around that. But I've been thinking that as well. So V had an AMA yesterday, and he did a little summary of some frequent questions, quite a few questions about, is my data encrypted or are hubs private? Casts like follows are not encrypted and likely won't ever be. This is a public social network, and the expectation is that this data is open to everyone. Direct messages are also not encrypted, but they will be in the future. This is a private message between people or groups of people, and the expectation is that the data is not open. But like caveat there, also, how many times have you seen a screenshot of a DM? So don't don't assume that it will stay private just because um I've seen that happen many a time. Careful what you say in the DMs. And then Dan was talking about the extension links here. So let me read the first part, the quote-cast first. Why extension enhanced links on Twitter won't matter. Most Twitter usage is mobile. Twitter algorithm penalizes links, not you links, just, web links. Consumers have to install an extension. So it will work for power users, but not going to meaningfully add new users. If it's not natively integrated into the platform, it doesn't matter. And then he was going on. This was correct. Blinks. If you remember this, you got to go back a few months. Blinks were sort of seemed like a way to do a frame on Twitter on Solana. So there was like a multiple piece here. So blinks didn't take off because Twitter mobile app, where 90% of usage is, doesn't natively support blinks and actively nerfs links. Remember how worked up everyone in Ethereum got about the sexy launch video. Ignore the noise. And there was another part to this where he was quote-casting this. We'll post in 90 days. So this was a blink. When I looked at it, I thought this looks like a Solana wallet address or something. It looks like an address from Solana based on the way that they're, they usually are listed, but I had no idea what it was. So that's what it was.
Thank you for that recap, because guess who didn't know about blinks?
You didn't know about blinks?
I ignore the noise, apparently.
I think we talked about it here. We did talk about it here, but we talked about it very quickly and kind of moved on because it was like, we'll see what happens. And nothing happened. So there you go. But there was a lot of chat on back when that happened. There was a lot of discussion happening on crypto Twitter about it, and that it was the biggest thing ever. And, it was the eclipse, whatever we're doing over here and all that stuff. Blink and you'll miss it. There we go. Exactly.
Yes. And apparently there are things outside of EVM, which maybe, but.
What? There are? Really? Okay. I was not aware. ETH Maxi. Anyway, this was really cool. What happens when you click read? Do you get the paragraph mini app? So if you do not, so it's not going to work I'm not logged in and I'm on desktop. But if you click on this, you will see a read button. But if you have not updated your Warpcast app and hit the little restart, it's not going to work properly. But when you do those things, this becomes a little mini app within Warpcast and provides a really good reading experience. So you don't have to click out back to Paragraph's website. The inline has been taken away and it has been replaced with this. So the inline was kind of interesting in the way it worked, but it wouldn't always break in the right way and it would look a little odd. So this is pretty cool. So go check that out. This link will be in our show notes and you can see how this renders now, and it's pretty cool. So good job, Paragraph. And also you can go read more about it from Chris Corella as he talks more about mini apps. This from Kojo. Yesterday, Beta Shop asked how much Moxie has been earned by creators of Ponder polls and Q&A over the past few weeks. The answer, over 3 million. So over $6,000 worth of Moxie. So over 3 million Moxie. All happening auto-magically in the background. So that is really cool. I think that one of the best things the best part of the experiment with Moxie has been creating all these experiences in the background and having them not require a lot of work by user. So that is pretty cool beyond what they normally do. This is more of a personal moment for me. So this little pudgy penguin doll, this Nounish Pengu, as we like to call him, was a prop that I worked on with Luca Nets to make this come to life. And yesterday or the day before, I think it was, Kai Cenat, who's one of the biggest Twitch streamers, YouTubers in the world, had it on his stream. So that was pretty impressive and amazing. And so very excited. So I thought I'd share that. Very excited to see this little
nice.
thing happen. He's also very cute. I have one. He's over there. I can't reach him for now. I should have had him ready, but he's very cute. I don't think I'll get the same attention as Kaisenat, but so, but it was cool to see Noggles on that. It was very cool. Made me happy. Moving on. PSA, wanted to let everyone know, this is from Dan, wanted to let everyone know that next week we're hosting 50 developers in the Farcaster ecosystem for a one-day dev day in Los Angeles. We invited a wide group of developers from the ecosystem. Inevitably, there will be a few people who will feel left out. So here's what we plan to do. We're running a Farcaster developer survey, and we'll publish the results of the survey. We're planning to share a summary of what is discussed at Dev Day after the event. We will also do a developer session on a video live stream for those that weren't able to attend to get a chance to give feedback and ask questions. If Dev Day goes well, we will likely do another one in the future. And then he goes on to answer the questions that he knew we had in our heads. What about non-developers? Depending on
We're
how
still
Dev
going to
Day
ask
goes,
him. We're still going to get mad at him.
By the way, this first question was my exact first question.
Yeah, it's okay. We're still going to, even though he answered it, we're still going to, troll him on his feed and ask him again.
We're going to ask again. This is exactly my first question.
What about me, Dan?
What about me? This is exactly it. This is just a what about me bunch of questions here. What about non-developers? Depending on how Dev Day goes, we may do an event for creators. Yay. In the future, or either in person or remote. Is this the same as FarCon? No. FarCon was an event for the entire community, whereas this event is specifically targeted at developers. And another note, FarCon was not produced or put on by the Merkle team at all. So that's another important distinction. I'm a developer and I didn't get invited. Genuinely sorry about that. We tried to identify a wide group of developers based on people actively building on Farcaster and participating in dev calls, dev channel chats, etc. Why didn't you make this application based? We opted for a pragmatic V1 of the event. Not sure if it will be helpful relative to doing remote. Are you planning to live stream it? We considered that, but felt it would shift the event from a conversation to something that felt more broadcast one way. We're planning to do a follow-up live stream session for anyone who didn't attend that wants a chance to provide feedback. So that was cool to see. And I thought I had a, wait a minute. Yeah, this is what I had for you. Thanks for transparency and investing in devs. It makes me more bullish for Farcaster. GM Farcaster standing by. If and whenever you want some media support in the meantime, can you encourage any of the developers attending to come on our show afterwards to tell us about their experience? So there you go. If you are going to this, you're a dev and you feel comfortable jumping on camera with us, let us know because we'd love to chat with you after the fact. So you've been although ChatGPT doesn't know this, DevOps is a big part of your background.
That's right.
So what did you think of it when you saw this?
What is
your what did you think about this?
I love it. Wait, just the fact that they're hosting a dev day?
Yeah. And what do you want to see come out of it? I guess is another point on that.
Oh, I don't know. I just want I have very I don't have strong opinions and I don't we want a very large, active, engaged developer community. Part of the reason I got active in Farcaster is this kind of you hear about a future vision of what social media could be if it were built on a protocol, on a blockchain. And that means you're never you're not stuck with only one version of an app. And and I say all the time, I'm a big fan of Dan and Varun's. I think their leadership is good. I think their vision is good. I think they're very consistent. I think they follow up with I think their actions follow their words over time. And I generally like Warpcast, and I think that's great. But I'm not here to build Warpcast as a Twitter alternative. And I kind of only want I want to see the world where there's dozens and then hundreds and then maybe thousands of apps that all integrate on top of on an open social primitive. So Dan's gotten a lot of, like, he's talked the talk of like wanting developers to be active, and especially in the beginning was really only courting developers, right? But then developers need an audience. Well, where are they getting the audience from? Well, Merkle has funding. They can build, like, there's been a push and pull, and I think it's been challenging. And I think he's definitely backed off. It seems like in the 2 years I've been here, he's backed off a little bit and kind of like, okay, we need to build the network. Like so, and I think he's offended some developers and alienated some. And, but I'm glad he hasn't retreated all the way. Like it's still, I think it's important. So I'm really, really happy to see taking kind of dedicated time to bring people together and listen. And
yeah, I agree. And I think that's a good place to start. And then I would like to see it continued with creators, with other segments of the community that can be helpful. But this is great to see. So I agree.
Look, obviously we're doing media.
Yeah.
Do I think this is important for Farcaster? Yes, or I wouldn't be doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Do I think it is as important as what the devs do?
Okay, I don't either.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. No, I don't.
No, I don't think it is.
We have nothing to talk about if they're not doing their thing, is the bottom line. So in order for us to do our thing, they need to do their thing. There's like a certain like foundation you have to build. And this is why when Dan gets a lot of feedback, criticism about not marketing, I agree and disagree with him. There are parts that I do agree. Like if you don't have a stable environment and somebody comes on and you have a million people come on to the platform, like what we saw right after Frames, and it was insane and it kept breaking and all that, that's not going to be a good experience and people are just going to churn. So you have to have that foundation first, and then you have to have the apps that are built on top of it and things that integrate with it that are interesting, that keep people engaged. So all of that is devs. And then you get to the next part, which is talking about what's happening over on Farcaster, and that's the marketing piece and the media piece.
The yappers.
So, the yappers. We're going to be here.
And
we just started yapping way too early. We yapped really early. Usually you wouldn't yap that early. So
to be fair, it's not a so-and-so one role is more important than another if you're trying to build something at scale, like, but it's just, I think it's just a matter of kind of what's foundational and what has to happen first. And so
yeah, exactly. It's all important, but there is some things that just make sense to do it in a certain way. Moving on, this was really interesting to see. Mike Rainbow had asked, is anybody doing anything like running sentiment analysis across any cross sections of Farcaster? Would love a vibe of the timeline sentiment analysis bot that posts daily at 12 a.m. UTC. And then somebody had tagged yasinlanda.eth. Y'all are the closest to that, I know. Yes, here's the percentage of positive casts on the network. We'll add this to the bounties idea that I am keeping of what can be built with it. So this is really cool. I hadn't seen this before. So daily post count labeled as positive. I'm not sure how you're determining what's positive and what's not. I don't know that part of it, but this is pretty cool to see that there is somebody sort of tracking the positives over time. And it's been still percentage-wise, that line that's kind of bouncing along at the top is the percentage, and then down here is the number of. So we're still pretty good. I don't know. I'll take half. I'll take half as positive. That's pretty good, considering. I would love to see the Twitter version of this. I'm going to guess it's not as good.
The fact that we're saying it's like 50%, like half positive, is interpreted as Christian rock toxic positivity.
Toxic positivity. Like, I know.
I feel like let that sink in for a minute. As if you think like an actual balance is too positive. And
it's too positive.
If you want to live in a world where like actually balance isn't like is too positive for you, I don't know. Go build your network state somewhere else. I don't want to do that.
That sounds like an opportunity for another client. That's negative. That's negative only. Down only, negative only. That would be the client. A couple more things. This from Jesse Pollock. If you look at the numbers, the reality is stark. We are less than. See, this was not in the positive part. We are 1% less than 1% of the way to bringing the world on chain. We won't achieve our mission by thinking short term or operating with a zero sum mindset. Only thing that matters is building and growing on chain use cases that just work. So totally agree, and always love Jesse's takes here. So just keep building. Just keep building. And speaking of builders, Cattown was on with us last week when we did our Friday craziness, and we had a base builders segment and loved chatting with them. And they had casted this week. I joined the base builder chat and the GM Farcaster crew talking about how we are going all in on Coinbase wallets, smart wallets, to create a seamless on-chain gaming experience. And I did jump on. I haven't had time to play much of Cattown yet, but the wallet is built in, so it makes it very easy. And then, so going back to what Jesse's talking about here, this is the kind of things I think will bring more people on chain, not because it's on chain, but because they're enjoying the game, and then it's going to have the benefit of being on chain. So I think there's a lot of that happening. Moshi Cam's another one. There's, so there's a few things happening that I think are very cool. Cattown also sponsored our poker game last week, and the poker game was really fun. Toady had casted, I don't have the volume on, but I highly recommend re-looking at this because it's hilarious. He has the aces. I think we showed this yesterday, but he has the aces and then he loses to trip queens, and it's hilarious. But love the Cattown logo on here. It looks so good. So we're really happy to have Cattown sponsoring us today. They do weekend like fishing little competitions on this game. The game's really cute. Go check it out. You can learn more in the /Cattown channel, CATTOWN. Go check it out. Really fun. And there is a little video overview of how it all works. And I definitely recommend starting there so you can see what it's all about. And I think I had
By the
one
way,
more.
I want to
We'll
I
get
want to
into
check
that
out. Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
check
go
out
ahead.
Cattown and play because
Yes, me
you know
too.
me. I'm not a native gamer.
You're not an esports player? Is that what you're saying? It's not
I'm
your
not
thing?
even a
You're not an
sports
esports
player.
athlete?
I'm not an IRL sports player. I'm not an IRL game. Like it's just,
Yeah.
but I'm so curious about Cattown, and when they were on our base builder hour talking about how they approach the game, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's interesting and I want to check it out. So I went to their channel, and which is, by the way, Cattown. You should check them out too on
Yeah.
Warpcast. So I went to their channel to try to get the URL and figure out how to play. And I realized the URL is cat.town.
Yes.
It wasn't in their description. I'm like, you
Yes.
should put it in the description so
Yes.
people can
You
find it.
should
And
put
I'm
in
like, oh, it's literally cat.town. And
I had to hunt it down too. So Cattown, we're gonna shoot you a message too, but you need to put that in your description. Make it easier for people to find you. I have to revisit one thing really quick because I feel it's important because somebody has just entered the chat. So we need he just got here. So DeWoofy is in our Unlonely chat and he missed this segment. And I feel it's important for us to revisit. So DeWoofy, in case you missed it, we were talking about Alina's dress hair. I thought she was casting because of the premiere, but she was casting because Adrienne had casted This Is How I Dress, and you were the model. So wanted to make sure that you caught that. You got lots of shout outs today. So had to make sure that you saw that one. I didn't want you to miss that moment.
wow.
So,
Talk about VIP. You
VIP.
literally just, someone shows up late to our show and we go back
I go
and
and redo the
repeat.
show. I go back.
That's incredible. And
Just
all
for
you need to
DoFi.
do is join every single one of our first 150 episodes and troll us in the chat and be really funny and be our best friend. And then we'll do that for you.
And then
Love
we do
you.
that for you. And
Yeah.
also wearing a crop top at a
Yes.
400 person meetup at East Denver. There's that. Like that's really what did it. So
Epic.
he just spammed the chat with, I'm kind of a big deal. You should definitely clip that to Oofy. And some of your other friends are over on over on YouTube and have been memeing you quite hard today. Yeah, and yes to crypto, by the way. I did see shout outs to you as one of the producers on the film, which was amazing to see as well. So we saw those shout outs on the timeline also of the Ethereum film, which was something that, because he loves leaderboards, he was able to sort of help with that funding, which is amazing. I think a lot of that, what they did with that last mint drop, allowed them to do some of these amazing premieres. So very, very cool. It definitely pays to be early on Farcaster. It pays to be late on GM Farcaster. All right. And with that, everyone, we're going to call it here. This has been so fun. Thank you again, Cattown. Please go check them out. Super cute. Love the pixel art. I'm a pixel art fan. And we will see you all on Monday. So we are not here tomorrow. That's why we have a special Thursday show. So we'll be back on Monday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, for our regular show. And then Wednesday, we have Dina from Boys Club coming in to chat with us and chat about all the marketing mistakes that Dan's making. Just kidding. Dan, you might want to listen in. And then on Friday, we're going to have Naomi Afrochicks on talking about her Farcaster journey and her Olympic dream that she's working on. So that's going to be amazing. I'm really excited. And I'm excited that she's been sharing her journey on chain. I think that's tremendous. So very excited in so many different ways. And with that, everyone.
Shout out this. By the way, people do notice that Boys Club. I don't know. Is my internet connection dying as we're ending the show?
I think I froze. Yeah, I just froze for a second. Boys Club seems to be casting a lot more recently. That's great. It's good to see. Yeah. We like it when they're more active. If you don't listen to the Boys Club podcast, I highly recommend. They have a couple, 2 each week, usually Wednesday and Friday. So good. So go check them out. Yeah, might be related. That's true. And with that, have a lovely weekend, everybody. We will see you on Monday. And bye-bye.